Welcome back to the Retro Sports Gamer channel. Playing some NBA Inside Drive 2004 tonight, continuing my season. Only played one game the last time I played, so figure let's take on the Utah Jazz as they come to the Air Canada Center. Only 6-17. Of course, the Raptors team I'm controlling on a 5-game winning streak. And in first place in the East, things are looking good as I have 3 games left going in to the playoffs in the 28-game season. So let's see where tonight takes us. See who the Jazz have on the roster here. All the other teams I'm playing are pretty similar to what they started with. They just might have made a trade or signed some players. So we'll see how it goes. Last game, I beat the Atlanta Hawks pretty handily by about 20 points. What's up, Infamous Smoke? Got that rebounding advantage? These numbers really don't matter because I got Vince Carter tearing it up. There's Mutombo showing off the Raptors jersey. And we'll see what they got for me. Smoke, chilling, playing Madden. Madden 21, the new one. You got a season going with your friends. I remember you saying that's why you buy the new Madden every year.
Welcome to tonight's game. We now turn to the floor for player introduction.
Let's watch the player introductions today. Why not? Oh, PS2. That's what I'm talking about. Busting out the classics. You got to stream that one of these days. It's been a while for you. Which year are you playing? What's up, Hunter Iggy? I have no thoughts on that because I'm not exactly sure what you're talking about. Aldous Hodgecast as Hawkman. Three weeks, yeah, you would think now with everything going on, people not doing much, things shut down, that playing a game online wouldn't be too hard. That's kind of why I don't play online. Just I don't want to let people down if I'm unable to play. With streaming like this, I could just come on and play whenever I have the time or feel like it. Works out better for me. Darius Miles point guarding it up. Madden 07. Yes, people say that one in 06, 08 are the best ones. Crozier getting the start. From Georgetown, producing big-time centers. Here he is. He plays Warzone, like for PlayStation? Or are you talking about like Call of Duty? So that, let me talk about Vince Carter for a minute as I'm doing this season. He retired. This is his last year. Vince Carter is one of those guys where, as far as a fan of Vince Carter, his talent and athleticism was something that you don't see too often. He's an all-time great scorer in the NBA. He wouldn't go down as one of the greats of all time, but athleticism, he's right up there with the best.
History says he's got about a 50-50 chance.
He's up there with like the Dr. J's, Michael Jordans.
Sinks it. At the line, he'll reload.
And those are the guys that are easy to like because, you know, they're not just fundamentally sound. They're showing some kind of super talent with him. It's his jumping as well as his athleticism. And we've seen it. We've seen it in the dunk contest what he could do. How's it going, Shelby? Call of Duty Warzone. Oh,
Stolen away.
yeah. It's tough too when you could see like what your friends are playing because you're friends with them on the PS4 or Xbox.
They executed on both ends and they were rewarded for it.
I was going to play a little bit of Rocket League today, but my Wi-Fi is not working, which is fine with me. The internet's still working, obviously. I'm doing this, but it's only the Ethernet. Now they're playing some good defense.
Rebound hauled in. Taken by the
So what direction do you guys want to take this chat in tonight? Oh, nice.
throws down a two-handed.
You are a gamer to me. I wouldn't say that.
Drives hard toward the bucket. Rack it up.
Darius Miles with the shooting foul, not locking up.
Use a third of them on this one possession alone.
I saw that
Been good.
Rocket League can't afford to rent their own servers anymore.
Oh, free. Explodes to
Interesting.
the rack.
Haven't heard about that.
Those are the kind of moves you can't
All right, Smoke.
You just have to
You
learn
said-
them on the playground somewhere.
I appreciate that. I can do that for you. You're here on almost every stream, so if you want to keep the politics out of it,
Throws
I
it
will
up.
do that.
Delivers the goods off a corkscrew hopper. The Jazz.
What's up, Adam?
Sideline right. Fires off from 9. That is good. That was highlight reel material. Good thing we have it on tape.
Shell base, stop being soft.
Turnaround Jay. Can't connect. Collects it. Out of bounds.
Rocket League had the best servers in the world.
Revenge. Out of bounds.
Thanks, Smoke. Yeah, we'll see where it goes.
Ball played back on the court.
I heard from my friend that Rocket League's like a free game right now on PS4.
In the paint. Unleashes a shot.
Matt Harpring. That's a name I haven't thought about in a while. Just a tall shooter, white dude.
The ball slapped out of his hand. Yahtzee. He's got 6 points.
Reggie Miller.
Up into the
Oh,
front
they put
court
LeBron in with the auto subs.
center. Slings it up. He
I
nails
would
the
leave on
outside
auto
shot
subs
for
a
three.
game, but they always
Found him some three-point
always
goals
take out Vince
that
Carter,
rainbow. Great shot.
and it's really not necessary because he doesn't get tired in 5-minute quarters.
It down. He'll head to the line for a chance at a three-point play.
Does that mean Shelby can't talk? Yeah, just sometimes you need a break. Little meditation moment
He clanks it.
here playing this game in
Lost the ball.
the Air Canada Center.
Feeds it inside. Oh, the defense has other plans.
Just give LeBron a
Right hand
dunk
dribble.
while he's in there.
Feeds inside. Sets. Fouled him when shooting.
He's probably kicking himself for not hitting that
Leon
shot.
Clark.
Good job by getting to the line. Now if he misses the freebie, then he can start feeling better.
That one might be a miss. Oh, it
Easy
just
close
rattles
right
home.
there.
Substitution on the floor. Join tonight's raffle to help a good cause and possibly win some big bucks. Tickets are sold throughout the stadium.
He hit both free throws.
Swoosh.
He's got 8 points.
Oh, Smoke says he's not going to stop Shalabay
Out left.
in the chat. Lopez, I think that's one of the guys they signed.
Stops and pops the J. Can't get it to fall.
That right there, that's a textbook example of what you call forcing a shot. He's double teamed
Are
and
we
he's still
so-
taking the shot.
Lob over the top. Takes the shot in traffic. No dice.
Got an eraser, Kevin? I'm so used to him knocking those shots down. I had
We need to
already
speak
written
at all
down in my
times.
scoreboard.
Yeah, I mean, how else are you going to combat the words that are
Holmes,
interjected
right side.
into
He goes
us
airborne.
on a daily basis?
That's 3 in a row. He
I
whole front is moving.
I switched over to a
Oh, baby, what a jam.
texting phone today. I retired my iPhone 6. There it is, texting
Over to the
phone.
left.
I figured
Down Jimmy.
I don't want my phone learning me anymore,
Rewind. Let me see that again.
and it's just too distracting, especially having a kid.
A shot. Miller hits the J.
He has turned the tide in
I
this
got a
series.
season going with the Bulls in 2K20. About to get to it. That might be. Didn't you say that was going to be your last
Fires off
hurrah
the
with
J.
the sports
No
game,
chance.
Shelby?
Not a wise decision right there. He's double teamed and he's taking the shot. That's what you call brain lock.
He's 4 of 7 from the field.
All right, Carter's 4-7. Oh, I thought I ripped that.
Launches a shot. Misaimed. Shot from the length of the court. Far off.
What's up, Antonio?
It's the Raptors by 6.
Yeah, I'm not buying anymore. If I buy anything, it's going to be on the Switch, something me and my daughter could play. I think one of the games I'm eyeing is the Mario 3D World, just because it's up to 4 players. So me and her could play, maybe my wife if she'll play, and some kids around the neighborhood. All right, let's get this, turn this off. So is there anyone watching that doesn't have a smartphone at this point? That's what I'm wondering. I tried to use a flip phone for a few days, and it was rough. Like, the main reason though was the texting. That was the problem, because people were expecting text messages back, and it's just a nightmare to text on those phones. So with the texting phone, I think I could do this. It's not too bad. I can't really get any pictures because the resolution's too high, or videos from people.
Feeds it to the post.
What are they doing? They're not even guarding him.
Penetration was the most impressive move there. The dunk was just icing on the cake for
As
him.
a player to play with my friends
From about 5.
in the rec league, but only old school sports for
Nice
me.
extension, nice follow through, and more importantly,
Oh
The
no,
ball
I'm just
stripped
turning the
away.
ball over.
Sorry to interrupt, MJ. On the dribble. And he smashes it down with a running, raging right-hander. Shovels it right.
Oh no, I didn't mean to shoot. I meant to throw a pump fake.
Has 2 rebounds. He throws it left.
Jazz hanging in there.
In the lane.
They don't have
Burglarized.
the best talent out there.
Stops it down with 2 hands.
Reggie Miller just
But let's also
They
point
can't
out
guard him.
There was a lack of defense. The paint is a castle, and you gotta guard the castle from intrusion.
Toronto up by 6.
well,
He jams
age
it
is a
home.
number. It doesn't
that,
mean
my
everything.
friends, is where power and strength
Wisdom is where it's at.
It lets you brush traffic aside and accelerate
Yeah,
the race.
I thought he was Portland's announcer. Kevin Harlan.
To Miller. Flings up
Oh,
a
he's just
three-pointer.
killing.
Cash it, baby.
6.
Tired of watching that silky smooth shot of his.
That's because you don't
Ever
have to
played
play
NBA
defense.
2K4?
Him hitting a three is about as surprising as being cold in the last. Cover the
Most
man.
likely.
He throws it right.
I don't know if I have on the channel, though. And I don't think I have the game. How did I do in the last weekend in the Tecmo tournament? Well, me and Sean won the tag team Tecmo tournament. My cousin Sean. So that was awesome. We played, you could do it a few different ways. You can either switch off quarters or switch off offense, defense. So the whole time I did offense and Sean did defense, and we were undefeated. But all our playoff games were close. That tournament had unbelievable playoff games. And then in the actual tournament, I went 4-2, and then I lost in the first round to a newer guy. But he played pretty well. He got a few big breaks, but ultimately he played smart enough to where when the game gave him the final fumble, like, he didn't leave the door open for me to get the ball back to try to win. So I ended up, because I was out in the first round in the consolation bracket, which I did win that, and I played the guy who's running Brew City Bowl in Milwaukee on October 24th, and beat him 17-14. But really, he was playing pretty well. I really only beat him because of my knowledge of the hardcore format. He just didn't have a good playbook for it. It was fun. It was an awesome time. You were in Acclaimed Quarterback Club.
7 out of 10 is always good.
I wish.
It's the freebie.
Substitution. Your attention, please. Will the fan in the Jingly Spurs and 10-gallon hat please
2 for 2 there.
31-26. The shots are falling. The Jazz seem like they have a lot of bums.
He'll take the shot. Didn't want to fall. Passes the rock up court. And he throws it down.
Carter, little celebration.
That'll drive a coach crazy. You got all these defensive schemes drawn out, and the guys let the guard inside like that.
Yeah, I debated on playing some Ken Griffey winning run tonight, but
The layup. He misses it. Great rebound that time.
this was already good, ready to go, and only played one game last time.
He gets the basket and the foul. He'll head to the line for 1.
This is the game I'm closest to finishing the season.
Misses. Moiso now has 2 rebounds. Puts it up in
Come on,
traffic.
Vince.
He missed it.
You could hit that. You can always play both. Yeah, that's true.
Hook shot with the left hand. Dead solid perfect.
Well, you know, if you can't go through them,
I noticed I just started this and didn't even have anything to drink. Oh, Garrity with the pumper. And one.
And score. And 1. He'll get a shot at a 3-point play.
Pat Garrity from Notre Dame.
Hits the free throw. Stolen away.
Oh, spin. No one's fast enough to guard Vince.
But effective. Got the hoop, but didn't show up the other team. Just laid it up and headed back the other way.
At what point did all the Lakers not want Kobe on the team? Like the last year or so?
Rattles off.
One word for the man that takes that shot. Pass.
Oh, he's just dunking on them.
the defense should be embarrassed. You can't have guys around and that a guard.
So tell me, no PS5? What about 2K basketball or football? The 2K basketball I could really live without. I'm interested in the 2K football, what it ends up being, but would they really not have it on PlayStation 4? I mean, are people really going to flock in this generation that fast to the Xbox console and the PS5?
You forgot to check my pocket. You just don't foul a guy and let him.
Like, really, I didn't get a PS4 right away. What sold me on the PS4 over the PS3 was really the features. The fact that you could just hit the share button, log into YouTube or Twitch or whatever, and just go straight streaming. Like, that to me was a huge feature in me getting the console. It wasn't really so much about what games it had to offer. I knew they were going to have sports games on there. And of course, the people that I play with weren't playing PS3 anymore. Like, up until this year, my PlayStation 3 was in my living room as like the streaming device. They just stopped supporting the different apps like this last year. Oh, Carter's cherry picking. YouTube still works on there though, which is huge because that's where I spend the most time anyways. So it's down here in my basement, hooked up to the TV. 1995? Well, he wasn't on the team then. You supported the PS3 up till 2K18. Yeah, nothing I have, like no games I have on the PS4 draw me to play it. Like, the one digital game I do have is Rocket League. So that would be the one where I just play randomly every once in a while. But none of the games on there I think like, oh, I should play. The Switch, I have more variety. Just because they really don't have sports games on there. So that's usually what I'll play if I'm in the living room. Oh, everyone's looking good now. Let's get Crozier back in. Mutombo.
I believe Akemi Takei has a halftime report for us.
Yeah, Live 95.
Don't have any
They made it happen.
about foul trouble, so they should be in good shape to defend their halftime lead.
Yeah, you're right about that.
The Jazz
Live
need to
95
pick up
was
on
the
boards if
beginning
they
of
wanna
their
come back in the second half. They
reign
were beat to far too many loose
with the
balls
best
in the first
basketball
two
games.
quarters. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks, Akemi. He'll guide it up.
Yeah, they just don't have anyone that could guard them.
He'll go to the line to try and
They're double teaming them. It doesn't matter. 2K21 for next gen could be amazing. Yeah, I really would like a good arcade basketball game,
jabbed away.
but it just doesn't exist. I know there's NBA Playgrounds
The Jazz, second.
1 and 2, but it has nothing to do with how it looks. It's how it plays. It's just terrible.
Inside. Shot. That gets enough.
It's like button press based.
To Miller.
It's not really fun the way they made it with the shot meter for layups and dunks.
Carter, Cox, and
I can't stand that
They
game.
are over 60% from the floor. If the defense had a white flag,
It has
they'd be
potential.
out there
Just
a long time.
honestly, if you just change the controls,
looking for the open man. Takes the shot. Swish.
it would be a lot better. Just get rid of the shot meter.
He shovels it right.
At least for layups and
To the
dunks.
baseline. Played. Missed the shot.
Now that's the kind of thing that makes the couch potato.
The 2K games are fun,
Chips in his lap. Wonder why he is not
but you see
playing.
how like these guys are like super responsive. I know this isn't realistic, like I'm shaking around Carter right now,
Dishes inside.
but like he moves exactly how I hit the joystick. Like 2K, there's always this. See how he just like I could just jitter him around. 2K has always got this like delay in how they move. Drives me nuts.
Bust loose.
Yeah, I guess some people could make the case that Playgrounds is okay.
Non-shooting foul. His
But
second.
for me, with all the experience I have with good sports arcade basketball games, it's like awful to me.
Lays it up. Fails to hit.
The hook shot
Loaded and lets it go.
has the team's last 15 points. Smoke says he doesn't expect much from the sports games anymore.
Loops it ahead.
Yeah. Well, yeah, as the graphics get better, the gameplay, you get more demanding on it.
He'll fire the
And
three.
the fault of all this is the games are meant to be fun. They don't necessarily have to be realistic.
Underneath. Forces it down the
10 games of 30 points this season.
Don't touch him, you'll burn your fingers.
That's an achievement.
Oh, he was with the birds, flying to the rack. He'll try for the three-point
Backyard basketball is better than NBA Playground. I haven't played backyard basketball too much. I know I've played it before, but I would have to agree. Get Miller back involved in the offense.
They should have bloodied the man before letting him get in and do that.
The Jazz never lost 60 games in a year
period. Slings it
because
left.
they had Jerry Sloan all those years. Even he would take bad talent and make them a 500 team. JFK gameplay.
They bring it in. Long Jimmy.
I was thinking that was Garrity, but he's not in the game.
Brings it up
Oh,
the
there's
court.
Carlos Arroyo.
He puts it on the floor.
Oh, yeah. Miller's breaking out for that. Showing he's still got the hops. To catch the ball, and 2K is so money hungry with my team, my player. They haven't changed my league in years. Madden 21 is copy and paste. It's bad, yeah. I don't.
The rock is up for grabs.
Like, I'm going to be sitting here playing these retro sports games for as long as I live. I already know this. Like, it's never going back to this. Our best hope is for sports games is if some
Fires it.
good sports arcade
Misses the
games
mark.
come out.
Butler is in the 30
Like maybe NBA Street Revival or 2K's doing arcade style football. Maybe they'll make a decent game. This is where I could see the resurgence. In the simulation, it's really difficult to do, and
Footer off target.
it's just really not that fun for the casual gamer.
Look out below. He'll take one free throw for the three-point play.
What's up, Retro Gamer 2017? What do I think about Inside Drive 02 and 03? I think they're both good. This one's the most polished. Like,
He'll cash it in.
for instance, they don't look much different than this. They still play pretty similar.
Puts up the
There's improvements, though, in the AI
now has 5 rebounds.
of the computer.
Ball squirts free.
Because, like, the first one,
Up his fourth steal.
they pretty much fall for the pump fake every time,
Shoots.
from what I remember.
Out the bucket. And the foul. He'll try for the
03 is the
three-point
one with
play.
Paul Pierce. I actually have it, but since I started the season, I don't think I've played it on the channel. Maybe I did once. So I don't have that much experience with that one. But 02's got Vince Carter doing the through the legs dunk on the cover, which is one of my favorite covers on the sports titles.
18 rebounds now for
It's
the
an
Raptors.
iconic moment
With the soft
in sports.
That is just a fundamental basketball play. You have got to make your layups. Forget about style.
Everything is free on phone for transactions for 2K.
Raptors break out.
Whoa, Matumbo's like
30
really
seconds
hurt, and he was
remain
just
in the third.
shaking. Poor guy's gonna get a 20-second timeout. Look at this. Can't leave him out there like this. Garrity back in. Everyone's excited for 2K to do football. I'm sitting back knowing it's going to be covered in microtransactions without any sim football. I'm out. Yeah, I mean, I don't have high hopes either, but I'm just saying, like, that's where the opportunity, I think, would be. Create a world where the only way to win is with your mind. Put on PS4. Oh no, Pokemon Snap. I can't. I did not like that game. I know a lot of people like it, but to me it was just, they were just holding back on the 64. They could have did a Pokemon RPG style, and they just waited until the Switch to put it on a console. Big offensive board, but Moiso doesn't have the touch inside.
Lays it up. Score it. It's fun to watch a guard navigate through traffic like that and just lay it up smoothly.
That's old school right
Oh,
there.
I thought that was
Nothing
Carter.
fancy about it.
No one's falling for that Moiso pump fake.
2 points.
To Carter. A fling.
Oh yeah, we just did that one for fun. A fadeaway Carter. He would have done that for real.
Fired. He misses. The Raptors hold serve, leading at the end of 3.
Yeah, the new games that come out, the way I see it, they're competing with the past. Games in the past, sports games specifically, have been a lot more fun. So I don't see a reason to throw away money at it and then throw away money at the microtransactions. Just keep playing the old stuff. Yeah, NFL with EA. Doomed. Yeah. Same old Madden. Yeah, I've talked about this quite a bit on the streams I've been doing. And I have to blame the NFL more than EA at this point. They already had the lockdown for 15 years. You don't want to give anyone else a shot.
I just saw a man
Now they're
fly.
catching up a little
He's got
bit.
2 points.
PS2 Madden. Yeah, it's when they still figured you would be playing.
Fired.
I gotta stop
Off the
shooting
mark.
threes.
Player number 4 yanks down the rebound.
Last game, I was nailing some threes, and that's what helped me pull away quickly.
Defense napping. Yikes.
Look out. Man at work. He fights for those rebounds as well.
Yeah, with the
as
old
anyone.
Maddens, they knew
Valuable
people
to
would
his
be
team.
sitting there.
Shot.
Man, you can't.
Not
6
gonna
shots in a row miss.
Snags the rebound.
Sitting there playing franchise mode, and they didn't really offer an online leagues then.
Excuse me while I roll my eyes. There's no excuse for a missed layup.
He shovels it.
Verdi, finally.
Good. He's got 5 points. 1
Free
minute
promo
after
code
away.
for every mobile game. Hey, I just played a mobile game that was fun. I
He'll go to the charity stripe.
rarely download one,
Triple whammy, Kevin. He picked up the foul, let the guy score anyway, and
but it's
definitely landed in
it's
the
basically PBA
Pushes it in.
something. It's like an NBA Jam game, except it's Filipino players. Let me see what it's called. I have the phone right here.
Shoots in traffic. Missed the short shot.
No surprise seeing him clean up the board. He does that as well as just about anyone.
Throws down some two-handed dynamite.
Great job.
PBA,
And rising above the
Philippine Basketball Association. It's honestly better than the NBA Jam version
Passes right.
that EA came out with on the mobile phones. It's kind of like a copy of it, although it's better. Don't really know any of the players.
That's what you want. Good, aggressive players on defense. Turnovers often.
PBA Basketball Slam 2020.
Alley-oop.
It's a free download. It has all the coins and stuff. You know, things Teddy Belcher's describing right now.
And his teammates finished the job.
Out of bounds. Possession Utah.
Are you competitive in N64 wrestling? I would say slightly competitive. I could hold my own, but when it comes to guys like DPS
Brought back in
that are really good at reversals, my friend Ben's really good at the game.
outside.
you know, I would fare better in like a ladder match where kind of like have to time when people are down on the ground.
He goes to the line for the three-point play.
But I could hold my own.
When the defender fouls a guy and still lets
Madden
him
got
go.
scared of
At least get
ESPN
something
2K.
out of
Oh
the
yeah,
foul,
definitely.
other than a glare from your
That's
coach.
when they did the Monopoly deal. What's up, Brad?
Drains it.
Yeah, I would try it out if you're bored and want to play a mobile game. Man, Miller. The thing is with Miller in this, they made him
Dishing to the outside.
a little too good at dunking. You know, this late in his career, he wasn't throwing it down. He never really threw it down.
Dishes
He just
outside.
wasn't a dunker. Karan Butler.
He's like a human pole vault when he takes off.
Game day 99.
How true. And without
Do do
the
do
big
do
soft
do
pad to
do
come
do
down.
do.
He throws it to the left
Do
wing.
do 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 do.
Rome's left stolen away.
All right, come on.
Feeds outside.
Get that out of here. User block. Oh, then they
Ostracized.
send it right back at me.
To Carter.
Oh, he's falling for it.
Rises.
Get off of me.
Down the hat. He'll get a shot to score 3 points on this possession.
Yeah, the game day games were great. They were probably the best ones for a few years. I think up until
The free throw, no
Madden
good.
2001 on PS2, or actually no, first
Court.
2K on
Limited by the
Dreamcast.
defense.
So game day was probably the best game for 98 and 99, and then once 2K came out on Dreamcast, that was the best one, and then it was between 2K1 and Madden 2001.
Easy
Madden
money.
2001
For another free throw.
looked better, but 2K1 is probably the more polished game.
Good job for the Lions.
But once you got to like Madden 2002, well, probably 3, then it was definitely better.
Sinks both of them. He's got
College football tomorrow, yeah. Maybe I'll turn on the
on the dribble.
digital antenna and see what's going on. See if I could catch a game.
He'll raise. Butler, Harpring. Both players in double figures.
Never had inside drive. Oh yeah. If you had an Xbox and you didn't have an inside drive, you were wasting your time. This game is way better than NBA Live. I know.
Outside left side.
Nope, some people don't agree with that. But it just has a way better pace
That's a charge.
than those live games. I think the animations are better. But I didn't have an Xbox until a little later on. Probably the mid 2000s when I bought one used, me and my brother.
Oh, sweetness.
Oh my, that was a good looking shot.
So I did play a lot of NBA Live, but I didn't have the option to play this.
Lofts it into the corner. For the three.
Heads up if you're on defense. He'll make about half of those, which means he's due the next time down the floor.
Gamer.
Dumps it down. He'll fire. Off. Garrity with his 4th rebound. Vince Carter.
Carter has a lot of dunks in this one, but the last game he was throwing down some more creative ones.
Kick it back out, and he just hit the afterburners at tip
The
of the
2K Dreamcast Toys R Us.
Swings it over to the left wing.
Toys R Us did have nice video game sections. They had like that R Zone.
Goose egg. Rebound.
It was pretty. Actually, even when before they had that, it was pretty good to buy at Toys R Us. They had like those tickets
He heaves
you
it
would
up.
bring up to the counter.
Sometimes it's almost too distracting to be that open. He should make the shot, but I can understand the miss.
Man, now how times have changed. It used to be a blast to go into these stores.
Cross court.
Now they're trying to scare you out of them, or aggravate you out of them.
Okay, the game's proper.
Electronic Arts sold the most copies. Who you got Monday night? Chiefs or Ravens?
Stuffs it down. Excuse me, MJ.
That's a good matchup.
He earned a second look with that play.
Where's the game? Is it in Kansas
Well,
City or
is
Baltimore?
clearly out of gas. They need to get him a rest.
They keep him out on the court.
No
much longer,
threes.
They're gonna need the pass.
And it misses. And that's the ball game. Let's turn
I know, Antonio. You tell me that every time.
observations from tonight's game.
But in like if you just play it in default, it's really fast.
After a rebound, and I'm sure he'll have the bumps and bruises tomorrow to prove it.
Good point, MJ. And I wanna ask
First
a
job
question.
after the Army was Toys R Us.
Really had the reins from the floor.
I've applied there
You know, it
before.
takes
They
two to
never gave me a
tango.
job
It takes five to
when I
win a
was
basketball
younger.
game.
The final score in tonight's game is
It's like, come on. How am I not fit to work at Toys R Us?
Vince Carter came to play tonight
42.
as player of the game honor.
That will bring up the points per game.
This is
It's in
Marcus
Baltimore.
Kevin Calabro saying thanks for
The
being
Ravens. I'll take the Ravens. Yeah, like whatever the game is in default, that's the way that the developers intended it to be, which is what you see when I'm playing this. Live is just, that's what it is on default. It's just fast. That's how most people play it. And I'm pretty sure you can't change the game speed when you're playing online, which I did play that game online a lot. Man, Carter and Miller just, that's all I needed in this one. 27 and 42. That's a 1-2 punch. Adam wants another game played. She says that we're ready to lose to LA. Illinois for some vitamins. Oh. Brian's got some kicker jerseys. The Clippers, man, this back end of the schedule is pretty weak with these teams. 2.5 still up on the Nets and the Pacers. They keep winning, though. They're not quite going away. Although, with only, 2 games left in the season, I don't think they're coming back. Nine losses, so yeah, they still have. I guess I could lose the last 2, so one more win and I clinch first. Just make sure I save it. Let's see where it put. 27.5 points per game now. Jason Kidd, Gary Payton, Steve Nash. Ben Wallace in blocks. All right, yeah, I could play one more. But I'm going to get some water. So I'm going to send you to a commercial break in a second. Some retro sports commercials. And then we'll take on the Clippers. I'm out on the NBA, but honestly, I don't have cable, and they don't broadcast any games anymore. So I said last stream that I'll try to watch game 1 of the finals, just if it's on ABC. I'm not expecting to enjoy it, but like I said, the way these broadcasts are, they're very historic on what they're trying to sell us right now. So I want to watch it for that. Oh, man. Well, you went up against Shaq, even though it was on rookie. What'd you think of the game, Keith? I keep telling people this is one of the best retro sports basketball games before like the PS3, Xbox 360 era. And it stopped abruptly in 2004, but at least they got 3 versions in. 190? That's a high scoring game. All right, I'm going to put on these retro game commercials. I'll be right back. I'm going to get some water. Keith says I enjoyed it a lot. More dunks than Starting 5 by Konami. Yeah, I looked at some game footage of that. Definitely more realistic. They actually run plays in this game. But yeah, I haven't been too impressed by anything I've seen as Starting 5. I think that's one of the games that I have stacked over there that I didn't have. 8-minute quarters? Okay. Yeah, I'm running 5-minute quarters on All-Star right now. I'm putting up 80. But I'm deeper into a season here. 26 games played this year. So I'll be right back.
If I invented basketball, I'd get rid of the extra players. I make it 2-on-2. So I either have the ball or I'm getting the ball. And I get rid of some rules like no setting the ball on fire. And I do this. Because it's not my fault everyone's not 7-1.
Hey, play your game. NBA Showtime. NBA on NBC. It ain't no sim game.
And I make free throws with 3 points. Because free throws are tough.
The clock will continue to run. 4th down, seconds remaining. They're going to need to call a TO.
Yo, this is T.O.
Game Informer calls it the one football game you must have. Yeah. And IGN says it will own your soul. Get ESPN NFL 2K5 from ESPN Video Games.
Hey, how'd you get this number?
Rated E for everyone.
All the trading, all the stats, all the matchups, and if you're lucky, a chance to kiss Lord Stanley's cup. 84-game seasons. NHL 95.
How do you describe a playmaker?
How do you describe a playmaker?
Guy who's clutch. Who makes the big-time plays.
In big games, baby.
He pulls guys, knocks guys, rips guys out of their shoes. Bang, bang.
Boom!
The playmaker makes the catch over the middle. He better not come across that middle. Edge of your seat to your feet.
He gets the stadium to go off.
Yeah! And the guy that I'm talking about?
He's an offensive guy.
He's a defensive guy. Hey, Ray, talk to me on Monday. What you say, Michael?
Offense, baby.
Playmaker? He's a tank. Sports car. A semi.
He rips it away when it matters.
Never, ever coughs it up.
He makes the big pass. He bats it away. He makes the big run. Big catch. The big hit.
He makes the big kick.
What?
Kickers will speak when spoken to.
Introducing Playmaker Control, only in Madden NFL 2004, the official game of Playmakers. Rated E for everyone. EA Sports. It's in the game.
We wanted you to know what it feels like in a Major League box. Sega's new World Series Baseball. It's more like real life.
Hey, Ricky!
Oh!
Okay, Gretzky. It's just you and me. Let's see what you got.
Pass to Gretzky. Shoots! Score!
Lucky shot.
Score! Gretzky! What a hit! Oh! Gretzky's really making himself look bad tonight.
Grace checking. Come on. Didn't you see that? Throw him in the box.
Gretzky 98 3D hockey. As real as it gets without lacing up.
Saw that one. Gretzky just flashed himself coming in over the blue line.
The Rock Camp.
All right, I'm back. We're going to take on the Clippers. Hope you enjoyed some of those. It's the same reel. Got to make another one soon. I know I keep saying that. Or just maybe, I wish you could just like start it in the middle so you could see. Because it's actually 15 minutes long. Madden 04. I was playing at the Falcons. Oh, yeah, for sure. And we're going to LA. Got the defense and rebound advantage, according to the ratings. I'm expecting to mop up the Clippers on All-Star in this one. This time I think I'll skip the starting lineups. But yeah, back to Smoke's question. This was the first year that I could not watch a Bulls game on regular antenna television. It used to be on WGN and WCIU here, and they just had no games. This is the first time you could just not watch a Bulls game. So I've always watched the Bulls to watch the other teams as well, and I didn't have that option at all. So it made it really difficult to be involved with the league. I did more just like listening to podcasts about it and watch a few videos than anything else. Like, I wouldn't watch a game. I would just listen about the league but not watch any games because I just didn't have access to them. And I know you could find a spot to stream them somewhere illegally online, but I'm not trying to go to that kind of effort. I don't have the time to do that and hook it up to a HD TV. It just doesn't matter that much to me anymore. There it is. Maggette. Oh, look at that. Look at those moves. Don't underestimate a Vince Carter layup either. He had some pretty nice layups with his athleticism.
It's the free throw.
Yeah, but I don't know what the NBA strategy is. I don't think they have their own strategy at this point. Everyone's just in on what's going on, so. Oh, how did I get different players on here? I just ended up making trades. Early on, I thought it was more fun to make some trades every week and see how the players do. So that's how I ended up like that. That's why the Clippers still got like Elton Brand, Maggette. They have the players they should have, so it's really just my team that's kind of mixed up. Just to make it a little bit more interesting. Like this season, the Raptors did not surround Vince Carter with the best talent. I think Morris Peterson was probably the second best player on the team. Antonio Davis, but he's later in his career. He was pretty good. But other than that, and none of the guys had one of those icons by their name. Like Darius Miles has the lightning for speed. Carter, Miller had the target for shooting.
Slings it up. Carter is in double figures tonight.
Did they do him dirty?
Dribbles it up the court. 3 minutes to go in the first period.
They made it seem like Carter did them dirty. But looking at the roster of this team, I don't know about that. They had a weird strategy, like they were putting old veterans around Carter instead of driving young talent. It kind of worked when they had McGrady with him and like guys like Doug Christie who were still pretty young and talented. Alvin Williams was all right as a point guard. But once they got rid of McGrady, they just kept getting older guys to surround him with. I mean, Morris Peterson was a solid role player.
Turn around, Jimmy. He misses. Elton Brand is quite content to do anything he can to help his team win.
But yeah, it would have been interesting to see what the Raptors could have done with Carter and McGrady on the team. But obviously, McGrady might not have thrived as a leading scorer in the league had he not left the Raptors, because the focus was already on Vince Carter. But then when Carter got moved to the Nets, they had the issue where they didn't really have good down low players. It was all, you know, Kidd, Jefferson, and Carter, and then like they had like Nenad Krstić, which was pretty good, but nothing to fear down there. Whereas when Carter was on the Raptors, they had Oakley and Davis. That worked out pretty good, but they got Olajuwon late in his career, and that did not work out so well. What the heck? He threw it to nobody. Trades from the start made a Super Knicks team.
Ball played back on the court.
Yeah, I started going for guys that were skilled at something. Like I got some guys with the shooter icon. The thing that I noticed about the ratings in this, though, is they don't necessarily tie to, or the icons don't necessarily tie to a specific rating. They kind of just gave it to them based off of, you know, just what they're known for. Like Miller's known for shooting, even though his rating is higher. Some guys have like the shooting and their ratings lower than guys who don't have an icon at all. It's weird. I could leave in Chris Anderson. That's no big deal. Just traded for all my favorite Knicks. Yeah, there's multiple ways of building a roster in these sports games. It's pretty fun to do.
Sideline left.
Honestly, up until I started doing some seasons on streams, I definitely prefer to always be playing someone. But it just hasn't been realistic for me streaming a few times a week. Oh, nice pass.
Oh, baby. The Raptors lead by 13.
Yeah, Muggsy Bogues, Del Curry. Like I said, they had like a 6-seed. I remember watching a playoff series, Raptors and Knicks. It was pretty good. They still had McGrady and Carter. And they had all those old vets. It kind of worked for a little bit, but they got too aggressive with that strategy. Yeah, I don't. The reason I don't do auto subs is because the star players on my team don't really get fatigued because it's only 5-minute quarters, and I don't want them on the bench for no reason, so I always do manual. I wish it could just stay like that, but I have to change it every game. Clippers, look at this, 26 points in the first quarter. It's not even over yet. Score every time down the floor. I just kind of got a feel now of like how to get around players even when they don't fall for pump fakes.
He passes right.
Since I got that one game warm up. Oh, he didn't fall for the spin. 30 points.
That was highlight reel material. Good thing we have it on tape.
Even Miller showing off a little bit.
Length of the court toss. Can't connect. At the end of one quarter of play.
No, I never played any of these games turning off fatigue. It's kind of what makes it a little bit simulation like, even if it doesn't play. Like, the retro games don't all play like a Super Sims. So that kind of gives it its simulation, that the guys get tired. Man, that was going good. I'll leave encroach here. But everyone has their own way of doing it, especially when you start playing seasons.
Great hustle there, and it
Oh, Darius Miles. He couldn't come back to his former team and throw one down on him.
Kevin, if they don't step up right now to stop this run, call me now for your free reading. Me see a blowout in me crystal ball.
Near the center. Flings it up.
Who's that? Ola Condi? Jeffries, Jared Jeffries.
On the money.
Yeah, lately I've really reassessed how much value I place on professional sports. Especially these guys making so much money.
Misses.
6 rebounds now for the
Now they're really caught up in a weird spot where even guys who probably don't want to go with the flow of everything that's happening, they're locked into so much money. It's like they're just, they got them. What can I say?
That was highlight reel material. Good thing we have it on tape. 1 minute into the second quarter. Darius Miles backs it down.
But, you know, if you just look, I even noticed it. I talked about it between the first NFL game I watched, Chiefs Texans, and then watching Notre Dame game. Like, the eye test told me that the guys that played the college game, Notre Dame and Duke, were playing so much harder and faster than the NFL game. And I feel like when I watch March Madness basketball versus, you know, a random NBA game, the intensity is so much higher in the college games. Obviously, there's more talent in an NBA game, but it's almost like they're just taking it easy. Like they're part of the union, you know? Like, I'm just going to take it easy for the first 3 quarters. Vince Carter throws down a 360.
It's the freebie.
Also, all the professional sports are laced with scandals. So it's like, how legitimate is it going to be moving forward, especially with gambling legalized almost everywhere in the country? You just do it online. I think the fix is going to be in more and more. You know, it's just like good things, they eventually get more and more corrupt. I think that's the point we're at in professional sports. You know, the NBA, they got Tim Donaghy, the ref, talking about how they're fixing games. Baseball has the Astros just knowing what pitches are coming and winning the World Series. That's pretty bad. The NFL, you know, the team with the most Super Bowls is laced with different scandals. The Patriots, knowing the other team's plays, stuff like that. Like, it's rough. I mean, if you're just watching entertainment, it's fine, but to be invested in the outcome, that's where I'm kind of not there anymore.
Hide the women and children.
I wonder what the court looks like from orbit, because I'm pretty sure he could.
Clippers move to Seattle. That's not a bad idea, but they'd have to be the Supersonics. No one's going to go for the Seattle Clippers. Clippers is one of the worst team names and logos in the league.
That was a one-way ticket to the hoop, and no one was going to.
What's up, Crestline? Great to have you back.
Dish is right. you don't. Millard now has 2 steals.
Oh man, Miller.
Powers it home.
I don't know. I haven't watched the games. I think what are the Bucks 0-2 or 1-1? How are they looking?
Lets it loose. Fails to hit. Oh, for the jam.
The coach is gonna give them
Dropping knowledge, yeah. Hopefully that wasn't too political for you.
You know where the other shoe is.
But yeah, you know, I'm going to, if I want a nice TV broadcast, I'm going to pay more attention to college sports for sure, more than I ever have. But then again, I haven't been into it like the pro sports all these years, so it's going to take an investment from me to do that. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I don't have that tie to like a college either, because I didn't go to a college that really had sports programs. Went to Columbia College in Chicago, and they had like some club sports, but I don't even know if they have a logo or anything. Like, definitely was on the down low.
Stops and flings. Far off. Short rebound.
It's weird because they were the one of the Chicago schools that offered sports marketing, but yet they had like no sports going on at the school.
You just don't foul a guy and let him score on top of it. On the money. Sideline.
Turn it off at halftime? Why'd you turn it off at halftime? Is this Eddie House?
Will it go? Missed it.
Bad miss. They were one good
Oh,
pass away
hit the
from
pass
it.
button
Instead,
twice.
they get a bad shot.
Got trigger happy.
Lobs
You
it
didn't
out.
like it, really?
He's got 5 points.
What didn't you like about it? I'd be curious to know.
Hit it. He'll get a shot at a 3-point play.
I thought once those EA football games, both Madden and NCAA, got to 2003, they were really good. But maybe, I don't know, you didn't like the pace or something.
Misses. Controls it. Five-footer away. Off the mark.
Come on.
Takes a
Oh,
chance.
throws it up and it's in.
Tonight, he's filling up the cup.
Yeah, I haven't had too many people say that, Keith, that they don't like the NCAA games of that era, but like they're definitely way better than the previous generation of PlayStation. I don't even think 64 had college football games, and then like Genesis, Super Nintendo, like they're the best ones, the first best ones. Just wasn't feeling it. Okay. So blowing out the Clippers right now. We'll get some Garrity and Birdman action in. The Detroit Lions coach, Patricia, is a moron, says Alex. Yeah, the Lions beat themselves all the time, you know. They've had some talent over the years that I've seen, but they just end up on the losing end.
Working hard to get us the halftime scoop. Akemi?
The Raptors built their lead by getting the ball down low for high percentage shots. The coaches
NCAA
told me they're going to
06.
keep going back to the well, and if they can stick to that game plan,
Everyone's
he
loving
expects
it.
to win. And also, the Clippers
I'll get to it
coach Scott
eventually.
Morris
I
wants to tell me he
really,
has a very stern message for his
like,
players.
out of the
He
3
wasn't
games I have
happy about the
seasons in,
execution of the game plan.
I
He
think
said there's still
the
time to turn
NCAA is
things
the
around.
one I look
Back to
forward
you,
to the
Kevin.
most. This one probably second, and then Griffey third.
Pass to Brand.
And I really just say Griffey third because I'm not as good at that game. So it's harder to read the chat and actually win. Like, I could see myself going through a season and maybe not making the playoffs in that game. And that game doesn't have all the MLB players from the era. It just has Griffey, so there's not as much to say about remembering any of that.
He sacrificed his body, and his team keeps the ball as a result.
It was good till 07, then it got weird.
What goes up must come down hard.
Oh, anytime a guard stuffs at home in traffic.
Presents, yeah, it's more cartoony. People like that game. Usually, there's more of a following for that game than the one I have a season in, the Winning Run. The Winning Run looks better and more realistic.
Feeds into the paint, fires on target.
Calm, cool, collected. You knock down the Jimmy, and then you act like you've done it a million times.
I think it's just Winning Run doesn't have as much of a following because by the time it came out, it was in 1996. And Super Nintendo was already out for 5 years. So people, by 96, people have already moved on to the PlayStation and 64.
Drains it.
Anderson needs a little bit more weed before he starts going off the block. Yeah, the Birdman didn't get his dosage. This is he's not moving too fast. Oh, come on. How did I get that board? Melvin Eli.
I guarantee you he thinks he should have made that bucket, but you can't fault a guy for getting
It is. It's not the easiest baseball game. It has its flaws. Like, base running's very difficult in that game. Fielding's also pretty difficult on fly balls because you can't see the ball in time. There's the Birdman.
The man riseth and the man throweth down.
But I like the hitting and pitching. I think if you get hitting and pitching right, you can deal with some of the issues in the rest of the game because that's really the main part about baseball, the hitting and the pitching. Like the fielding's, it's good besides for the fly balls. CBD Magic is the Birdman's agent. Hooking him up.
Ball passed in.
Garrity, he fell for a Garrity pump fake.
Hey, well, it's only the third quarter, guys. You know, I think it's time to close the book on this one.
This Clippers team sucks. Garrity's dunking on people. This is, yeah. I got my warm-up game. And the Clippers are not good.
Here's a shot.
Oh, wow, hitting a three. Tecmo Baseball, SNES, the best. Home run music. I have to look that up. Garrity, out of nowhere. What's up, Pat? Yeah, Slugfest. I never got into the Griffey games or any baseball game on the 64 for that matter. It was all about the arcade style on that system for me because it had the 4 controller ports. So I never really got into anything simulation on there besides, well, I take that back. I had FIFA 99 and one of the NHL breakaway games. But for the most part, I played The Sims on the PlayStation and the arcade games on the 64. Playing in this TV angle is weird to me. Straight up and down when I played 2K games. Oh no, I always play like this. I do not like playing that style that you're talking about. Because it always spins, you know, because you're always playing from behind. I don't like that at all. Like the hockey games, you either go up the whole period or down the whole period, and it doesn't rotate. So that's why I feel like it works better. A game like NBA Give and Go, it just, you go up and down that way, and then the camera doesn't rotate. So that I feel like is a little bit better, but I still, it's like hard to see the passing angles for me. I don't know. Look, some guys are tired. Hate to take out Garrity, but it's time. PGA Tour Golf Series, Sam. I don't play golf games, really, to be honest with you. Nothing against them. I just never really got into them. You know, I've played some Mario Golf, stuff like that, but just, I don't know. I just don't have the patience for the golf games.
Rifles at cross court. Sends it past the top of the key.
And not as into the sport as some of the other ones. University of Houston football, all 4 of their opponents canceled on them. What? Oh, jeez. That's crazy.
Shoots from about 5 and scores.
Just what I'm used to. I miss those Dreamcast 2K games. Yeah, even those 2K games, I put them on sideline view. I don't play up and down.
The 3 ball on its way. He misses it. The Raptors break out. Burglarized.
Like, it really bothers me to play them like that.
Outside it comes. He arcs the open 3. Yikes. At the end of 3 quarters, it's the Raptors by 30.
Mike Piazza looks like he's mad all the time. He had a pretty good, yeah. He has this $100,000 smile when he smiled. But yeah, he's looking mad. Blowing out the Clippers. Dikembe, oh yeah, I traded for him. He's 37 years old on my team in this game.
The Raptors have the ball at the start of the quarter. Ball knocked loose. House now has 2 steals.
We're getting some steals now. Ricky Davis, is that who that is?
Outside. Shoots from about 8 feet.
Oh, there he is, Chris Kaman.
He jams it home.
Yeah, if college football keeps doing that, canceling games and stuff, it's going to be tough to get through it. Dikembe Cookie Monster voice. Oh, yeah, he has a unique voice for sure. Deep rattling voice of Dikembe Mutombo.
A fling. Rims off. Rebound grab.
It would be hard to listen to a Dikembe Mutombo podcast or stream. I just don't think he has the voice for it. Kurt Thomas, Camby, Mutombo. Did Mutombo ever play on the Knicks? Kurt Thomas and
Loop cross court. Steps into a 3. Off the mark.
Camby were good. Good with them. Was Kurt Thomas on their finals team? I know Camby was. Oh, I was about to slam on everyone. 1 year still counts. Yeah. I hear you. That's all it takes. Even half a season. Like a trade deadline move.
A lazy lob. He misses. Brought down.
30 rebounds now for the Raptors.
Reggie Miller.
That's a strong statement from the guard position. The defense better be listening and collapse in next time.
3 minutes to go.
Yeah, I remember that 76ers team with Mutombo and Iverson. Aaron McKee and those guys.
He really forced that one, Kevin. He tried to
I think if they had a little bit more offensive power, they could have put up more of a series. But they had no shot versus those loaded Lakers team.
Swings it over right wing.
Oh, and one. Another 30-point game for Vince Carter.
But the Jimmy still counts for 2 points. About 2.5 minutes left here.
He'll shoot 1 free throw.
Yeah, oh, I totally missed that free throw because of that. No, and then get dunked on by Jordan. Oh, yeah, some guys definitely dunked on him. I'm pretty sure Vince Carter dunked on him before, too.
He's going to have to ask for towel clearance if he tries that again.
Shoots from about 8 feet. Candy from a baby. Bring it
Clippers
on.
game back when they sucked, didn't want to pay Lakers prices. It was definitely not this pack.
Loses control of it.
Yeah, I remember there was like a Fresh Prince of Bel-Air episode where they're kind of like talking trash about going to the Clippers game.
Some dunk that some kid is going to hang on his wall.
Everyone from LA knows the Lakers ticket is the hot ticket.
Fire. Nada.
Oh, Mutombo. He's too tired. He can't hit it.
Pass to right wing. Wide open shot. Missed.
You know, he might want to think about.
So I think the playoffs in this are 1, 3, 3. So the first game of the playoffs is just one game, and that's it. The next few are 3-game series. So what I'll probably do is leave one game before the playoffs just to kind of warm up, because I'm going to clinch the first seed after this win, and then play them in 2-game spurts. Could walk down near courtside, hear a pin drop half the time. They had some teams that could compete. I wouldn't say they were great, but Andre Miller, Baron Davis, Michael Olakandi was never really good. He was the first pick.
From the sideline. Ball inbound. Robbed and plundered.
Clippers was one of those franchises they just always felt like they were missing something. Yeah, 28-game season. I think doing more than that, I wouldn't finish it, and people would lose their attention span for the season.
Fires it.
As viewers.
I'd love to tell you it was good smothering defense, but what it really was poor offensive decision making.
Toronto.
Like at this point, I'm the 1 seed. I'm on a 5-game winning streak. I don't really think there's that much more I have to prove against the computer.
He throws it right.
Just absolutely crushing them in this game.
Hey, at least they can't point the finger at one guy.
Well, I'm not scoring too much in this quarter. We're finally playing some defense.
To Carter. Let's one fly.
Okay, the game's probably over. But you got
Bulls had Heinrich, the only draft pick that could comb his hair with a butter knife. Oh, I liked Captain Kirk.
Unloads a pass cross court. Unleashes a shot.
If he was just a little bit better of a shooter, a little bit better of a passer, he would be a Bulls all-time great.
He horses it up from in close.
He was a pretty good defender. Statistically, he was kind of like a John Stockton besides for the assists, but he didn't live up to a John Stockton. I really didn't score much in that fourth, but still won by 40. Set mine to 58, play almost every team home and away once. Makes sense.
Then again, you're right on. Let's turn to MJ and Kenny, whom I'm sure have some observations from tonight's game.
Carter couldn't have done much more.
Carter. I'm guessing a lot of people that check in on this channel, they do play their own season single player, which I don't know if that's a thing that's totally lost or if a lot of people still do it. I got knocked off that rhythm when online gaming started happening, because that's what I wanted to do when I played by myself, is play online. Until recently, when I started doing seasons on the channel, that's when I kind of got it back. I don't have Fox Sport NBA basketball. It looks pretty good though from the videos that I've seen. I'll have to get that one eventually. I still have a ton of sports games in my basement that I haven't played on the channel that I gotta get to. Yeah, they were pretty schizophrenic. Crawford jacking up shots with 20 seconds. Jalen Rose trying to rein everybody in. Yeah, they had a hodgepodge. They had some talented players, but none of it meshed well. I think the best it looked was when Eddie Curry and Tyson Chandler were finally playing better after being drafted from high school, and they had Heinrich and I think they had Dang, but then Curry had to go out because he had a heart condition or something. They were finally looking like, okay, this team kind of makes sense together. They look pretty good, but then that kind of derailed them when Eddie Curry sat out, and then he was never the same again, even when he went to the Knicks. Still play single season franchise on my sports games, yeah. The Baby Bowls, yeah. Luol Deng's best years were on the Bulls. He had one good year on the Heat, but got him that huge contract by the Lakers, and then the Lakers kind of just benched him and didn't want him to play. I think Chandler was on Houston, I want to say. I don't know if he still is, since I haven't been watching. Oh no, Eddie Curry's definitely not. The Clippers just didn't have it at all. (20-7), or not 27. That's the record. 20-7. One game to go. Yeah. I don't think that's what he wanted to do, though, is sit. I'm sure he wanted to play, and he could have made a difference on some teams, but I don't know what the Lakers were doing with who they were signing that one year, like Timothy Mozgov, all this money, Luol Deng. It didn't work out well for him. So yeah, I got that Z, which means clinch the conference. So I could be up against the Celtics, Cavs, Magic. Heat are still in it. Looks like Hornets are probably out. So it could be playing one of these teams. Yeah, Kwame Brown. From what it sounds like, Jordan was just ragging on those guys on the Wizards. Like, they didn't like playing with them. I think recently Stackhouse came out and spoke out against playing with Jordan during those years. You know, as talented as you are, without motivation and confidence, it's hard to get it back. Yeah, they wanted to get the youngsters playing on the Lakers. Thought they'd win if he play. I don't know if they would have won. I think they could have found like some minutes for him. I don't know what the reasoning was, but I could definitely see it. What these guys were saying to each other back then, fighting. You know, things were more private then. Like, you could actually have a practice and have no footage, privacy, not cameras everywhere. And I didn't watch The Last Dance. I heard, he talked about some of the crazy things he would say and do. Yeah, Gary Payton and Malone were both past their prime then. I think they ended up losing to that Pistons team that was just a well-oiled machine. They didn't really need it. Like, you already had Kobe and Shaq. Those are already pillars. All you need is role players around them. You don't need to bring in a Gary Payton and Malone who are used to being the stars of their teams, plus they're past their prime. It's kind of like an ego conflict with having all those guys there. I know Phil Jackson's the Zen master, but not enough Zen to go around for that team. What's up, James Bond? You always pop in towards the end, it feels like. Oh yeah, the Lakers, they're loaded in a lot of these 2000 teams. Low energy, highly skilled guys don't help Kobe and Shaq. Yeah, I don't. I mean, it's kind of, you don't question why do you take Malone and Payton. It's just, it wasn't a good fit. It's kind of like when the Rockets had Barkley, Pippen, and Olajuwon, like all a little bit past their prime at that point. Rockets already won a couple championships with some younger guys, role players around Olajuwon, and then Drexler and Olajuwon. Oh, I see, James Bond. Yeah, you had to get those in. You had to get in the eat, shower, and smoke. Kwame had the size and the youth on MJ. He should have had Cole Cocktum, Charles Oakley style. Not everyone's the oak tree. They don't come in the league looking to punch the best player of all time as people saw it then, and a lot still do now. You got to question them. Question taking them when Pistons blow you out 4 straight games, though. Yeah. Well, even though Gary Payton's the glove, just, you lose some on defense with those guys. 3 seconds, that's not bad. No, I don't think any NCAA football tonight, but I'll try to get that one in this weekend, as weekends football time with college football, NFL going on, and I probably won't watch anything. Maybe I'll turn it on tomorrow just to see if there's any college games that are interesting, but my TV doesn't go off the PBS Kids channel, really. Look up the Knicks. When Isaiah was running the team, dude tried to set his teams up like it was a Sega tournament. Oh yeah, Isaiah didn't work out as a coach or GM. Shady J's is like 20 to 30 seconds, the delay. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's something he's doing or the program he's using. I'm not sure. Yeah, you don't want to move. You don't want to mess with Charles Oakley. I agree with that. So, yeah, that's going to wrap up this one. I have 1 game left in the regular season. I've already clinched the conference. On a 6-game winning streak. Carter might be the MVP if they have MVPs in this game. I don't really know because I haven't went through a full season. Let's see if there's news. Oh, yeah, there is awards. So, Player of the Month. I won the All-Star MVP already with Vince Carter. Played that game. Oh, month of January was a Vince Carter Player of the Month. Didn't even know. It's 27.8 points per game. Been tearing it up with him. I would love to see Charles Oakley as the commissioner of the NBA like next year. It's like when the WWE puts like Mick Foley as the commissioner. It's time to set these guys straight and put Charles Oakley as the commissioner instead of Adam Silver. We need something tougher in there moving forward. Save the league. Have a good night, John Newsom. Yeah, Oakley got kicked out of the Knicks game. Yeah, Oakley and Jordan played together on the Bulls early in Oakley's career. That was before I watched. I would like to go back and see how that actually played out. I think he was like maybe one of the only other guys that had value on the team back then. Ask Jeff McGinnis about Oakley. All right, so I'll be back next time probably with some college football. NCAA 03 continues season with Notre Dame. And then we got some Griffey going. So this one, getting closer to finishing it out. See how it goes. So thank you everyone for watching. We'll see you soon. Have a good one.